Break out your watercolors, markers, and whatever else you have to do some mark making, because we're going to make this today. Hey guys, it's Kate. I'm here with another abstract watercolor today. So I'm going to grab my brush and I'm going to use the cat's tongue that I have today, and I'm going to be working with grass green, olive green, and yellow ochre from my Komorebi watercolor palette. So I've got my palette here. I'm going to give it a couple of sprays with water to get it moistened, and I'm going to go right in with my greens. So I'm going to start off with olive green. I think I want that to be the main color on my paper today. So I'm going to start working this color in. And it's a very rich color, but it's earthy. It's very pigmented. It's just a joy to work with. I'm going to add a little bit of water, blot my brush, and keep going. And add another little blob over here. And kind of pull up some of this extra. All right. Next up, I'm going to go in with the grass green, which is also a really nice color. And I'm going to just kind of drop it in there and some hints around this side. Maybe just a touch over here. I'm going to blot my brush. That's a little bit too much moisture, more than I want on the page. Okay. And then I'm going to go in with some yellow ochre, make some little highlights. And this is another really nice color. So I've got my color laid down. I'm going to come back in with a damp brush and just move it out. And I'm not working it too much. I want it to just come together naturally, and I'm blotting off some of this excess from the page so that it kind of fades out. And I'm going to do the same thing in here and come around the edge a bit. Get a little bit of moisture back in my palette. Nice. And I'm going to go over this light, the light of the grass green. So I'm adding a little bit of water to my brush and then blotting it. And I'm going to move this out. And let it kind of kiss. There we go. Now I might bring some more. I'm going to bring just a little bit more of the olive green down through here. Like that. I think that looks pretty good. And then a little bit more of that yellow. I like the little pops of the yellow. And bring that right through. All right. I'm I'm gonna let this dry and then come back and we'll see what we can add to it. Now, when I made some background papers recently, when I was just doing some mark making, I made this, and I think I'd like to bring this idea into this watercolor. So I'm going to leave this here for reference, and I'm going to recreate those leaves on this with some other marks. And I like the splashes too, so I'll probably end with that. So I am going to go up here and come right down to the end. And then I'm gonna come right up through there. And so there is the beginning of my leaf. And I'm gonna come actually a little bit further with that line so it goes outside of the paint. That way I don't feel like I'm stuck in a paint boundary. I'm purposely drawing outside the lines. Okay. So I'm going to come down and join that up, just like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. There we go. There's the beginning of my doodle. And now I think I'm going to connect the lines on these. And I really like how these markers write. There's a set of 4 metallics for $1.25, so you can't beat it. Now they are not water resistant really. In fact, if you put them on watercolor paper and then get them wet, you could kind of use them to blend. So they're great if you want to have something that moves once you get it wet. But don't put this on something you're going to wet if you want it to just be left the way it is. There's some inks that are great for that. These are not. Okay, so there's my first one done. I'm going to come up over here and work on the other leaf. And this is going to be my main focal point, but I'm going to add some other marks once I get through this. And I'm just going a little bit slowly so that I can make sure I join up all my lines. Same here. Make sure you can see. Oh, I'll make sure to draw over that. I was checking my camera to make sure that I was still in the frame and then dropped my marker. That's why we don't have nice things. Okay, there we go. And that looks pretty good to me. Okay. Now I'm going to get rid of this and just put it to the side. I made it a little bit different, but I'm going to do just some loose circles. Just like that. And then I'm going to vary the sizes. And then, why don't we have one? I always like to kind of put things going off the page a little bit. Oops, I didn't mean to get that out of the frame. So I've got one just about half in and half off. And I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to be done with this, and I'm going to grab something else. Let's see. I think I'm going to go back to this gold So this is the newest thing I have. It's my metallic paint marker. I got it at Hobby Lobby. And it's not too shabby. Okay. Now I'm going to do some solid circles to add some extra interest over here on the left. And I'm going to go up about to there. And then I think I'm going to have one kind of peeking out behind the leaf here. And I'm going to bring up a couple more like that. And then I'm going to have some dots coming up. But I'm going to let these kind of travel off the page a little bit and out of the painting, just like that. And I'm going to come down here at the bottom and do something similar. Yeah. And then over this rose gold circle, I'm going to start another series of these going across and break up the monotony a little bit. Like that. Maybe I'll add just some little circles over here. Just in a couple of random spots. And I'm even going to go through my pen. And it's just showing up barely. And I'm going to go right here next to my leaf, next to this leaf, and down here, just for that little extra. Maybe with the black fine liner too. This doesn't really want to go. I'm not going to do much though. How's that? I think we're going to call this done, and it's been a lot of fun to do this today, and I really hope that you enjoy these videos as much as I do. If you have any feedback, please leave me a comment. If you enjoyed this video and found value, leave me a like, and if you want to see more, subscribe. And until next time, keep creating.